Under the warm glow of the late afternoon sun, the tall iron gates of a vast estate shimmered quietly, guarding a life of unimaginable riches. Yet the man standing before them looked nothing like their wealthy owner. He wore a faded navy uniform that hung loosely on his thin frame. His cap was pulled low, and his rough, weathered hands rested on the cold iron bars, as if they were the only thing keeping him steady. To the outside world, he was just an elderly gatekeeper, earning an honest living. No one passing by could have guessed that behind his calm, lined face lived a man who owned countless acres of land, powerful companies across the globe, and a heart shaped by both success and loss. His name was Henry Jewell, and on this day, his purpose was not to protect his estate, but to protect his only son's future. Henry's plan had taken weeks to prepare. His son David was engaged to a beautiful young woman named Naomi. Her elegance was undeniable, but her character remained a mystery. Having seen lives and fortunes destroyed by misplaced trust, Henry decided to rely on an old yet revealing test. For 1 week, he would disguise himself as a poor gatekeeper, stationed at the front of his own estate. Only his most trusted assistant knew the truth. Naomi would pass through those gates daily. Whether she noticed the man guarding them would speak louder than any words. The first day went by quietly. Naomi arrived in a luxury car, her diamond bracelet flashing in the sunlight as she stepped out. Henry greeted her politely, but she never looked up. Her attention remained fixed on her phone. Days passed the same way. Morning and evening, Henry opened and closed the gates for her, in rain and in sun, without a single greeting or glance. Wasn't searching for grand kindness, just basic human respect, but found none. It's Finn. Then came the moment that changed everything. One morning, Naomi arrived earlier than usual, dressed in a striking red gown that stood out against the pale walls of the estate. She appeared irritated, her frustration spilling into angry murmurs as she approached. "Oh!" Henry stepped aside after opening the gates. Suddenly, she stopped in front of him, holding a plastic bottle filled with a dark, sticky drink. She smirked and poured it over his head. The cold liquid soaked his cap, ran down his face, and stained his uniform. Sharp, careless sound, and walked away as if nothing had happened. Henry stood motionless, humiliation clinging to him like the wet fabric. His mind echoed with the words of his late wife. "I know who someone truly is by how they treat those who can offer them nothing." In that moment, Henry realized his son was dangerously close to a future built on cruelty. Still, he waited. He needed certainty. Over the following days, Naomi never apologized. Instead, her behavior grew colder, more entitled. Henry's heart grew heavy, knowing the truth would soon break his son's heart. When the day arrived, Henry removed the worn uniform and returned to the tailored suit he once wore daily. The gatekeeper vanished. The billionaire returned. He summoned David and Naomi to the grand hall, where marble floors gleamed beneath crystal chandeliers. David was confused. Naomi froze when Henry entered, no longer bent and ignored, but standing tall with quiet authority. Calmly, Henry revealed the truth. He spoke of the gatekeeper who had been invisible, mocked, and humiliated. Naomi's face drained of color. David slowly withdrew his hand from hers as silence filled the room. She tried to excuse her behavior, calling it a joke, a bad moment, but the truth had already spoken. Henry did not shame her further, simply said, "Love without respect cannot stand." The engagement ended that day not in anger but in truth. Though David was heartbroken, time brought clarity. Months later, he met someone whose kindness shone effortlessly. The first time she met the estate's real gatekeeper, she smiled, shook his hand, and thanked him sincerely. Watching them laugh together one evening, Henry felt the weight in his heart finally lift. He knew then that protecting his son had been worth every painful step. Sometimes the greatest tests are not loud or dramatic. They appear quietly in ordinary moments, revealing who we truly are.